first of all, we all are in this country
Right.
because we got, empowered by our elders to take a risk to come out of that country and to settle down here.
Mm.
And I think that's a great story of all women who ever come before us, or we left the country
Mm.
and we came here to find new jobs and we studied further.
Correct.
And I think we all are probably examples
Mm,
of that
correct.
women
Yes.
empowerment.
Correct. So, how would you describe women's empowerment? What exactly is that female empowerment? What is the process of empowering women? So, how
Yeah,
would you?
it is a process, as you said. It's a process. It's not like one day you feel. I
Right.
mean, at least family educates girls in the house and in the school,
G.
and I mean, it's like a step by step you get that. And it's not something new. I think about 75 years ago, I have to just say two lines. I think Effie Azmi, one of the well-known poet, and he had written about Aurat, a nazm. And in that he said, "Ut meri jaan, mere saath hi chalna hai tujhe. जन्नत एक और भी है
Mm.
मर्द के पहलू में नहीं
That's nice.
लड़खड़ाएगी कहाँ तक कि संभलना है तुझे अपनी तारीख का उन्वान बदलना है तुझे."
Wow.
And this was written about 75 years ago.
Kaifi Azmi.
Yes, and
Wow.
I think he met his wife after he read this poem in a mushaira.
G. G.
And
G.
the
G.
girl
G.
must have thought कि जिसके views इतने अच्छे हैं वो इंसान कितना अच्छा होगा. He's writing, for women equality.
Right.
So this was about 75. And as you know, we have the
No.
Women's International Day also celebrated.
Correct. Before we start that, Nina, the process we're talking about empowering women, right? So the
Yes.
process involves what? Includes accepting women's viewpoints or making an effort to seek them. So that's the first step to the process of women's empowerment, right? How do you accept a woman's viewpoint or make an effort to try to seek those viewpoints? I mean, raising the status of women through education, awareness, and literacy and training. That's the process,
Yeah.
right? It goes through steps, all right? Okay. So
Yes.
go ahead, please. No?
Yeah, education is the main thing. There was a time people were not given education. I remember, I'm talking about 40s. Again, I think about my own example. I've heard in my family,
Ji,
that
ji.
women, if they go to school, men said, "We are not going." Looking at, what happens in the colleges.
Uh-huh.
So even my mom was not given a chance to study further.
Oh,
So
no.
after marriage, after children, she went back to school and studied and to raise us.
Correct.
And I think that's what power is, like of education.
Right. I would like to stop here, Neha. I mean, like you said, she was not given a chance to pursue studies. So who's responsible for that? The people around there, the father, herself? How do you justify her decision that?
I think society and like gender role, we would say that women are to get married and that's the only, they don't need to go for higher studies. I mean, it's not in every family.
It's a
I mean, there are people who studied back 100 years ago.
stereotype. Stereotyping, right?
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Yes, okay. All right. Go ahead, Nina.
So it all depends in families, like how. But coming from there, I think if I think about it, it's as you said, it's a process. It's not like so you have to have self-confidence. You have to start with the girls when they are at home, young age. To show them that they have equal right to go to college and to pursue whatever career they want, or and any higher education, whatever they want to do in
Desired
life.
goals. But again, it means process also requires redefining the gender roles also, or just automatically it comes that women should pursue certain path of education where it's like defining a gender. Women, like, I don't know about child psychology or something like that, or it doesn't matter any field they can compete.
या जेंडर रोल का तो ये है, मुझे लगता है कि इवन I mean, once you decide to get married, two people,
जी
अगर वो women घर से बाहर जाके काम करती है, so they have to have that kind of understanding.
जी
So even छोटे होते हुए से उनको ये नहीं कि आप पढ़ नहीं सकते आपको क्योंकि women है तो यही काम करना है. I think they have to. That's the first step. I think कि सब काम सब कर सकते हैं. It's
जी
not that कि it's only related to women can do and men can do it. So it starts from the very young age. I think they need that self confidence कि जैसे लड़के लोग काम कर सकते हैं हम खेल में भी. I think that movie Dangal, I think we have so many Bollywood movies
correct.
related to how women are
But
equal to men.
in your opinion, Nina, you think, I mean, as far as I think, जब लड़कियां when they are young, right? I think the fathers should take a very leading role to encourage them. I think to really make them so understand the world. So if the father थोड़ा laid back होते हैं, they are more like society, then they are the one. I think women may not be able, mothers may not be able to push that much. Father plays a very important role in the young girls age. I mean age पे जहाँ पे encourage करे, चल ये खेलो, वो खोलो, ये करो, वो करो. So I think मेरे ख्याल से लड़कियाँ जो हैं who come under father's guidance, they are much bolder to come out as they grow up. Because that male kind of thing, they really absorb those things, qualities. And I also want to be like dad, you know. And that is, मेरे हिसाब से, I don't know if I'm wrong, you can tell me about that. Women are so gentle होते हैं. I don't know how much they could push in a marriage, but father, I think, as far as young age में, to bring that, play the game. Let's take them to a game. Let's go to this. Let's go to that. What is your thought on that, Nina?
Not necessarily in houses I have seen where women are more, they are able to,
okay.
yes, set a role in front of the kids, or girls. Father इतना नहीं, authoritatively कह सकते या इतने strong-willed नहीं है कि वो उनको
But I want to stop you. The female, you said, take the role of trying to push the girls. The mother also maybe got the ambition imbibed from the father. It's possible she was under the father's wing. I think that's why she got the courage to really push herself for her children. So if you go back a little bit, that's what I'm trying to say. So naturally women are so kind of quiet होते हैं, pretty passive होते हैं. So somewhere down the road, generation go up and track करो आप. So I have a feeling father has played some role there. कहीं ना कहीं मतलब they became out of the society. Yes, my daughter has to really be a kind of as equal as possible. So आपकी माँ हो या दादी हो, they got that thing from there, encouragement from their father somewhere. So you would like to throw some thoughts on what I'm just saying there?
Yeah, that's always said कि women, normally girls, they are looking for कि जब they will go for alliance या marriage के लिए तो उनको father-like figure चाहिए होता, because that's what they see at home.
True.
So जो qualities उनमें, you're right in that sense कि definitely उसका effect होता है. They see how he treats women also. I think that's also very important. कि घर के male members, how they treat women in the house. So
yes.
उनके ऊपर उस चीज का effect होता है कि respectful है. So like in even growing up, yeah.
All right. So then the next thing comes is definition and methods. What are the economic empowerment, political empowerment, digital skills? Those are important things, the field they could pick up to really compete. And so even women who have really achieved things, but don't you think when they come back home, Nina, they still play a little passive or a little submissive role? Or what's your thought about that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not necessarily, I would say that, because agar wo independent hain, once they try to get married, it's a different story. But I think women empowerment, so long they are independent economically, education hai, unki job hai, and they are happy like this, goal unki marriage nahi hai. That's not the goal ke bhi hum to stay independent, to be, जैसे कहते हैं कि अपने डिसीजन खुद ले सकती हैं लाइफ के और सब, तो उनको कई दफा मैरिज नहीं लगता. और आई थिंक मैरिज तभी पीपल गो फॉर इट व्हेन दे आर रेडी फॉर सम काइंड ऑफ एडजस्टमेंट. तो वहां जाके जब आप कह रहे हैं ना कि थोड़ा फर्क होता है, कई दफा उसकी व्हाट यू कॉल इट इन दैट शील्ड women empowerment, people are very independent before, and when they get married, there is a slight change because then you're working two together. So I know subordinate कोई नहीं है उसमें दोनों में ना man ना woman, but still I feel कि वहाँ कहीं ना कहीं adjustment compromise की जरूरत है. उसकी shield में I mean you cannot forget your duties or your
again,
your relationships. You have to maintain your
right,
relationships.
Nina, but again, as we are talking about this, I think prenuptial understanding is very important. A woman who's really empowered and who's successful, who's very confident. So the would-be spouse should understand exactly where the woman is coming. So unless they have understanding before marriage, it's going to be hard to really get adjusted. I'm saying, am I right on that?
मुझे लगता है कि जो empowered woman जिसे कहेंगे कि भी वो successful भी है, उसके पास job है,
right.
money है, and everything she has. I think she will be very confident. She'll feel secure, और वो अपने relationships को भी बना के चलेगी. I think for me it's a package. As you said, you achieve step by step. You don't come out of the school and you say, okay, yes, I have done it. No, this is a lifelong, क्योंकि पहले marriages होती थी, and I think that's the necessity. If anything happens even before marriage, father को कुछ हो गया, तो girls have started working because there's no earning member in the house. We have heard so many stories. And after marriage, anything happens to husband, then wife should be economically secure, and she should know like what's going on in the field. मतलब उसको कुछ पता होना चाहिए, नहीं तो you feel lost
in the family. Yes, I understand. That's very important. I think
so that's the necessity of the hour. I would say that कि सबको एक जैसा अपना mostly independent होना है. I think that's more important than
correct. But what I'm trying to bring a point here is when I'm just putting different positive, negative aspect of this. In your opinion, Nina, do you think when there is a head swell in women when they achieve something, when they become empowered, or that should not be there?
It comes automatic. Like men ko bhi, when they achieve something, they feel. But again, if they're unmarried, it's a different story. But once they get married, I think then they cannot under that shield, women empowered, I'm like this. They have to know their limits, like in their personal choices. Yes, nobody can tell you what to wear, what to eat, and what to do, kya job kare. But jahan pe family aa jati hai, then, like both have to walk together in the sense, men and women. So wahan pe jaake kahin थोड़ा सा वो चलता नहीं है कि women empowerment तो मैं ये नहीं करूँगी, I won't be do because I have busy. So they have to find ways to do things together.
Correct. Yeah. So then again, when the couple after getting married, then you get children. So in that case, women should, in your opinion, take a break and take care of the child.
Stay home.
And take care of the child.
Stay home, you mean to say, not to go to work?
I'm just saying, I put in a thought here. Empowerment, she's busy, she's got a lot of stuff to take care of. But here, and they are the one who bear the children. And they also feel protecting the children. So they want to make sure the child grows up good. But thank God these days there are also maternity leave for 3, 4, 5, 6 months is there that they have moved that part. So they should take advantage for that and try to take time off, and that's the other way. Because I think women's nurturing is very important for a child, I think.
Yes, first few years. Yeah.
Right? That's what I'm saying. So in that case, you think the woman loses the empowerment a little bit just because she's home there?
That's what I'm saying. वैसे तो after marriage and kids, I think both have to work together, even to raise children.
Correct.
You cannot say that. In fact, offices may have heard, if you tell them you're taking time off for your child, they say, oh, father is also
family
there.
leave.
I mean, this is later.
Family leave.
He can also take some time off, not that it's your.
Correct.
So it depends what you're doing, your job. But more than... I think it's again it comes to personal choice. It doesn't mean कि अगर आप थोड़ा मतलब अपने आप को weak नहीं समझेंगे. Just that it's a different choice. If you're raising a kid, it's a choice you have taken, you have accepted it. तो उसमें आपके it's not like I mean it's not that you are weak to take this decision.
But
I think each decision has a
one more
role.
one more point, Nina. Okay, zaruri nahi to get women empowered. They have to go through education naturally, genetically. Also, they could be very strong enough to take any shock, right, in the life, and still they could be powerful, right, enough to control the household or to run the household and the husband.
Yes, definitely. Education is economically good because in case of emergency, they can work.
Okay.
I mean, if anything happens in their households,
correct.
And it's always second income is always preferred to, to raise children. But agar nahi bhi zarurat hai, to at least they have equipped themselves with that training. Agar in case of need, they can work.
Correct. It's like an insurance policy.
Yes, it is. It is financially.
I think that's the rightly said. Those, if you have any thoughts, you can write on Facebook your thoughts about women empowerment. How far you think it's important. Now, coming to this, Nina, women living in urban areas, like cities, they're saying that. But as you go down further towards the rural areas, right, where there is not much of education for girls, and then there are extended families are there, and then those old stigma कि लड़की घर पे होना चाहिए, पढ़ना नहीं चाहिए. So those kind of stuff, how do you think we can really move towards that? So somebody has to take the lead to go towards the rural areas and start talking about that. So the empowered women should be part of a group. They can go and encourage other women who are not empowered.
Yes, definitely. You learn from an example, or जैसे कहते हैं कि women have to take that step, or I mean, there are so many foundations. I was reading, even in rural area in India, there are so many programs that, like people are becoming aware, and it's not something new. It has been there for a while. And काफी government ने भी अभी जैसे बेटी बचाओ, बेटी पढ़ाओ, that kind of programs they have.
Yeah, but it's more of a slogan, right, than actually practically. Still, women are suffering in rural areas. It's a slogan, political slogan. Hai wo.
You think so?
Of course,
I think
of course, Nina. It's a political. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, you should see the results, of the women taking education. There are private organizations doing a lot of stuff. I understand, but this is all political, mere khayal se, So, kitna education hua, kitna women upar aaye, that has to be, I think, studied. I guess, mere khayal se. Yeah. All right.
I mean, I've heard even they have a global fund for women. And वो 1987 में कहीं establish हुआ था. And they say it's a world's leading foundation for gender equality. तो मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं हर country में अपने local level पे, community, or at least national level पे and international. Because I'm sure United Nations also has so many. Yes. And that YWCA, not only USA, I think it's everywhere in other countries also. And they have been empowering women. And I think to improve their lives, and at least they say in their mission, that's their mission. How much they're able to achieve it and how many people approach them. I think that's also, there are certain things available, but then how many people take advantage of that program.
Coming to this, Nina, it's also the fear factor is there. Suppose somebody is going through some kind of a suppression, suppression rather, not suppression, or forced not to do that. It's, I think, important that women speak out against that. For example, घर पे कोई force कर रहा है, education नहीं करना है आपको, यही करना है, इसे करना है, शादी ही करना है. The girls should resist that and take help from the non-profit organizations to really come. Otherwise, nobody's going to know that, right? Suppression.
Yes.
The suppress जो हो रहे हैं.
पर कई दफा वो अपने आप से नहीं निकल सकते. That's what the community helps or family helps.
How will
if you see,
right? How will the community know unless it's brought out?
Family. That's what I'm saying. Immediate family is the one who would see that.
But family is the one that's causing the taboo there, the stigma.
Yeah.
rural places, villages
Yes.
में है, family says
Yes.
there's a punch, no, 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 you cannot do it. So somebody has
Yes.
to bring it to the attention of the agencies, whatever,
Yeah.
the non-profits. So is that a
Mhm.
physical fear for the woman that if I do something, well, I could be a target of some
It's
violence?
unfortunate, but there are still cases like that. I
G.
think they're still probably struggling to get the help. And as you said, there is a stigma. They feel, अगर घर से हम बाहर
हाँ
गए
हाँ
तो
हाँ हाँ
घर की बात जाएगी. It's unfortunate, but we do hear such cases too. ऐसा
correct
होता है कि people are not able to
correct.
go.
मेरा most important thing is they should be able to talk and tell somebody who's really responsible to bring a change in their life. Although it's risky because the villages वगैरह में आके they are very kind of
Yeah.
I don't know what I would say about that, but it's really bad I think मेरा ख्याल से. So I don't know.
Villages भी, even in cities we see that, like हर जगह हम देखते हैं, पर sometimes it's unless people come out on their
Correct
own,
correct
it's very hard for people to provide help to them.
correct. I think मेरा ख्याल से women mostly they suffer because they are fearing the consequences. कि बोलना अगर बोलना तो क्या हो सकता है, the society and then the marriage and the children and those kind of things, and a lot of women getting beat up. I think they start putting up a voice. पढ़े पढ़ो लिखे हो अनपढ़ो. I think that's something we have to really come out and see. Few percentage, 2 or 3, 4, 5% will be okay, but majority of the women, I have a feeling they're always under some kind of a stress. कि अगर मैं कुछ बोलूँ तो will it start more arguments or more these things. So they want to save the marriage, they want to save the family. There are a lot of sacrifices women are making, and men साले समझते नहीं हो. You know what I'm trying to say? So how do you make the men understand the importance and the value of women in the marriage, in the life? So there's got to be something. See, instead of trying to bring a woman to educate, you should educate the men also to respect the women's value also in a marriage, in a life, as a bachchi ho ya woman ho. And that is not been done. Just, okay, aapko problem hai, aap aa jaiye, we'll try. Or they will help. So educate the man, first of all, to respect, to at least encourage the women to do it. So the problem is not with women, I think with men it should be. That's the way I
Yes,
look at it.
society imposes certain, as we say, gender role. उनसे
That's what
expectation है कि women will
correct.
behave. I understand that part. But at the same time, if you see this generation, coming generation, I think more women are more educated than men. And I think even in this country, I've seen more women are focused कि उनको क्या करना है life में. They know
The
exactly.
goal.
I think I find the boys more kind of
The goal.
even they didn't study higher, they didn't go for higher studies, and they are more like not focused, I would say that. तो मुझे लगता है कि things are changing now. It's the other way around. और अगर लड़की ज़्यादा पढ़ी हुई है या she is more confident, so sometimes it can bring on men, like that kind of complex.
I agree 100%. That's what I'm saying. So men needs more education and understanding, I think, the situation. लेकिन अभी economic empowerment समझ गया मैं, because there is a reward for the family also. The man also feels that women bringing money, blah blah, this kind of. But as far as the political empowerment, Nina, so once they go into that, do you think they face a risk of getting kind of involved in some kind of political violence, this violence, that violence, because opposition ho ye ho wo, that's a very risky kind of a thing, right? Political empowerment, especially not here. I'm talking about other countries. I'm talking about.
But we have had women prime minister, women president. I mean, Bangladesh, India में Mrs. Gandhi. So कितने साल से वो लोग politics में रहे. तो I think कि it's just that मुझे लगता है कि main आपका politics में भी काम बोलता है rather than like
correct.
women.
लेकिन Indian prime minister थी वो, but she was not married, na. When she became prime minister, she was single.
I think she did get married.
No, but when she became prime minister, she was single. But it didn't work out, na, उनकी marriage.
Oh, yes, it did.
मतलब कहने का कि there always a price to pay. I'm saying, so it's very difficult to understand how the women can really take their life. It's unfortunate that I feel understanding होनी चाहिए मेरे ख्याल से, as you rightly pointed out. But कहाँ ये होता, and the more important, the complex, I think, of the male complex has to be addressed first, I think. I
Yes.
came across so many cases in New York City अपने communities में कि they come from other country, they try to command their wife, she has to go to work, चाय बनाओ, ये बनाओ, वो बनाओ. I mean, like, they're just sleeping laziness, and they do nothing. And they're spending money on the wife's credit cards.
Yes.
And she was very strong. A doctor, I couldn't take it. So, bye-bye. So मैंने कहने का मतलब, so unless the men are made to understand the value and the importance of women, I think this won't change. I think मेरा ख्याल से जितना ही पढ़ा दो आप, women की nature होती है soft होती है, right? So उसको attitude change करने के लिए men should change their attitude, not to be aggressive or respect लड़कियों को. Those kind of thing I think plays important. So politics, you think it's okay for women to really choose rather than economic or science वगैरह where they feel more safe and secure?
Yes, now we have Kamala Harris, our vice president. So I'm sure I heard that her husband has really supporting her, जो भी वो कर रही हैं. तो मुझे लगता है कि they can go in any field. Up to I think military में, they are in Air Force back in India. I mean, we see girls everywhere. They are doing things or jobs which men were doing before, and it's acceptable. I know हर जगह वो हो जाता है कुछ limitation, क्योंकि basic nature तो women का नहीं change होगा if they are childbearing. जो उनका basic nature है वो तो रहेगा. So society has to change to accept their decision making, और उसको accept करना, of course men have to accept.
Exactly.
Even if the education में अगर कोई job कर रहे हैं, so even there, I think we have quite a CEOs जो कि women हैं हमारे, so I'm sure they have their say in their decision making.
As you said, feminists जो भी हैं, मतलब they really have to raise consciousness about this situation, problems, and then building relationships also is very important, I think, and then what are the barriers these women face to empower them? I'm sure there are a lot of barriers. We discussed just now about that being a stigma in society, what they think about it. So I really don't know so far education, the importance of women in the world should be part of the education also, I think. Role of women in the family. These subjects, बचपन से अगर पढ़ते हैं बच्चे तो understand करते. Right now they don't understand what's been taught. अभी science पढ़ के ठीक है, geography पढ़ रहे हैं, अमेरिका कहाँ है, क्या जान के क्या करना है आपको. So that relationship is very important. Then everybody should be educated to use internet, digital technology, those things. Village में नहीं हो रहा, even in cities in India they're not encouraging, they don't have even phones. Those kind of things, I guess, in मेरे ख्याल से. All right. So go ahead, Nina. Anything else you'd like to add up to what we discussed?
Yeah, I was going to say, I told you March 8th is when they celebrate International Women's Day, और हर साल उनका कोई theme होता है. And 2021 में theme था #ChooseToChallenge. And in 2020 they had a #Be Bold for Change. So I think change is there, and we see in last 100 years, नहीं तो 75 years, so we do see change. What women faced 75 years ago, they are much more bold. मतलब इस टाइम पे काफी अपना जो भी करना चाहती हैं कर सकती हैं, और सोसाइटी भी एक्सेप्ट कर रही है. So चाहे स्लो प्रोसेस है, but we are getting somewhere where equal footing है. अभी as you said कि घर में भी when children are being raised, and we see that both have to work. There's no other choice.
Correct.
But they are doing it together.
Correct.
So we see the change in the last 75 years. I mean, at least I have seen, I would say, myself. But then people have changed over the years. So we can hope and we wish that they have a better understanding. Men also, we can wish for, that more understanding between both genders.
Correct. So empowerment generally means, as you said, briefly, if you summarize before you close the program, what would you say? Okay, salient features, just to go summarize कर दो आप. Go ahead.
इसीलिए है कि that's I'm saying कि role model तो they have to follow. और जैसे कि घर में हमको बताना पड़ता है, like as a parent, it's our job to let them know कि what women have. So by an example, you can set an example. कितनी women हैं those who have come to जो कि स्पेस पे भी जाने के लिए, I don't know if you recently heard one lady who was not allowed to go in space, and now she is going. I don't remember her name now, but they are having a short flight, and she's been given a chance.
Reason?
And one of the yes, over here in USA.
What is the
I think
reason?
she gave. She always wanted to be to go on in space
Astronaut?
as an astronaut. Yeah,
Achha.
but she was not allowed to do. But now as a flight, just I forgot the name. I think I was reading in newspaper that she was given a chance by one of the millionaire here or billionaire
okay.
just to accompany him. I'm forgetting the name of the lady.
Virgin
So that's what I'm saying. It was not possible few years back, like 50 years back, 60 years back. But now, if even if there will be changes, there'll definitely. So they have to we have to see that they boost their self-esteem. I think that's very important. Like that's these are one of the ways to empower women. That you have to negativity se dur rahe, and they have to be you have to be honest and open. I would say communication. If they feel something, they should be able to talk to their father before, or whoever is in the house, and later if they get married to
spouse,
to man in the house.
Express themselves.
Yes, and other people also, they should advocate. मतलब जैसे ऑफिसेस में भी हम देखें, अगर हम एक दूसरे को फैमिली में, कम्युनिटी में कहीं भी देखें, I think we should be able to raise our voice and get help for them if they need help. Yeah, अगर वो खुद नहीं कर सकते तो जरूर बताना चाहिए. And we have to really support women. I think women have to support women. First of all, I would say that because they can get that, they have that instinct to understand, and I think they should help them.
I really wish, Neena, as you said, we have to have another perspective from India. Women from India talk about this problem also. From here, baat kar rahe hain. As we said, participation is very important to really broaden our discussion, I guess, right? From India se join karte hain koi, we'll be looking out forward also, because timings different ho rahe hain. It's early morning there. So that's the thing. So next time I think we should try at 12 o'clock in the afternoon to see how we can get more women involved. So we'll try to promote that also, because their perspective is also very important, I think, for discussion.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
So this basically that's end of it now. Anything else you want to add up before you wind up?
Next time.
All right. So, dosto, thank you very much, dosto, for having joined today. This BTC Forum Awareness Women's Empowerment. If you have any thought, please do write to us on Facebook or WhatsApp. So, and if you're interested to join in further discussions down the road, please do write to us also. Till that time, please, dosto, have a very, very nice time. Good night. Good night, Neena ji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night.